Hi guys, JP from FSiPanel. In this video, we are going to see how we can use the cockpit flows on FSiPanel 2020 Advanced Edition and the brand new Boeing 777-300ER from PMDG. So you can fly and use the flows even if you are not positioned in the aircraft with FSiPanel. So if you're flying on VATSIM or if you're doing one of the training scenario, then you can just go ahead and use the flows. So let me show you how to do that. I have prepared here the aircraft to fly to Geneva. We are sitting in Zurich. The cockpit preparation is ready and we are ready to basically request our pushback clearance. So I'll show you how to use the flows all along the flight to Geneva today. So let's jump in the cockpit and see what we have to do. And before I forget, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. All right, here we are in the cockpit of the 777. Everything is ready. We can see that all the doors are closed and we are ready for pushback. The checklist pre-flight is completed and I am going to request the pushback. So I will just start FSiPanel now to let it know that we are using the 777 and then the flows will be ready. So let me start FSiPanel. All right, here we are in FSiPanel. So here the only thing you need to check is that you have the correct aircraft. So the PMDG 777-300ER today in our case. No need to set up anything else as we are just going to use the flows, pretending we are flying on VATSIM, a flight from Zurich to Geneva. And what you want to make sure is if you go to setup options, then you have to select either a key combination or one of your controller button to enable the flows, not to enable, but to show the flows menu. So in my case here, I have Control Shift F11, and that will bring the flow menu. And if you want to reset that, just click on Delete All Assignment, and then you can change it to either a controller button or a key combination. That's the only thing we need to do. So let's go back in the simulator, and we are going to ask for pushback, and you will see the flows. Okay, pushback truck is there, so we are almost ready to push. We got our clearance. So here I need to do the items. As you can see, seatbelt sign is off. We don't have the fuel flow. We don't have the fuel pumps. We don't have the hydraulic. So here I'm going to use the first flow. So I'm going to use Control Shift F11 and I get the menu, as you can see here, and I can just click on Before Start. And now my first officer is basically doing everything. You can see pressurizing the hydraulics, fuel pumps, and putting the transponder. So basically, as per the FCOM, everything is done. And we have the engine page. Let's have a quick look at the checklist. So before start, flight door is closed and locked. Passenger sign is on. MCP, we have V2 152 heading 314 5,000 feet. Takeoff speed V1 141, V-rotate 145, and V2 152. CDO pre-flight is completed. Trim, we need 5.0. So here we need to set the trim to 5.0. Set, and we have 0 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing are completed and beacon light is on. Good. As easy as that, and the flows have been done by FSiPanel. So now I'll do the pushback, engine start, and then I see you for the after start flow. All right, push is completed. 2 engines have been started. And let's go back in the cockpit. Okay, 2 engines are successfully started, and now we need to do the after start flow. So again, here I will just bring the menu, Control Shift F11, and you can see that I have the after start and I can choose the options for the flaps. So today we are departing with flaps 5. So I'm just going to select flaps 5 and click on after start. And when I do that, then flaps are moving to 5. The APU is turned off as it's not required. And if anti-ice is needed, anti-ice will be turned on. In our case today, the weather is good enough, so we don't need to use the anti-ice. The flight plan page, the flight control page came in, so we can do a flight control check. Full left, neutral, full right, neutral, full down, neutral, full up, neutral. Ready for the rudder. Full left, neutral, full right, neutral. Good. All set. We can click on checklist and do the before taxi checklist. Anti-ice, not off. Automatic, sorry. Recall. Check, we only have the TCAS off. Auto brake, RTO, flight control checked, and the ground equipment is clear. Before taxi, checklist completed. All right, let's go for taxi. I see you at the holding point runway 32. All right, approaching runway 32, we just got the cabin ready, and we can do the checklist before takeoff, please. So before takeoff, we have flaps 5. Before takeoff, checklist completed. Okay, we are ready. We got lineup clearance, so we are going to bring the flow once more. So I will just set the brake here. And again, I bring the flow. And in the flows now, we have lineup flow. And you can do a packs on takeoff or packs off takeoff on the 777, most likely packs on. And landing lights on. If you have been cleared for takeoff already, you can have the landing lights on right away and do a rolling takeoff. In our case, we've just been clear for lineup. So I will turn off the landing lights and I will just go for the lineup flow. When I do this, then we're gonna have the strobe light, the runway turn off light, the transponder is turned on to the TARA position, and we are ready to line up the runway. So let's line up the runway. And when you are clear for takeoff, either you set your light by yourself, or what you can do again, bring the flow, turn on the landing light, sorry, and off you go. Now if we look up, we have all the lights on, everything is good. We are ready to depart. So we are cleared for takeoff, runway 32 identified. If we do a recall now, we should have nothing. Recall, all good. And we are ready to depart. There is one flow in the air. It's only the after takeoff flow, which on the 777 is very straightforward. So I guess you're not going to use it a lot. So the after takeoff flow will basically do only a few things. The packs on, in case you have been doing a pack off takeoff. And it will as well turn the engine anti-ice to automatic if they were on the after start flow. And it will turn off as well the runway turn off and taxi light off. So that's the after takeoff flow. All right, we are ready. Time check. Time is running. Lights are on. Let's go take off. Around 50%, stable. And we've got thrust ref. Let's go. Checked, hold.
Rotate.
LNAV. Autopilot. Thrust ref, LNAV, VNAV speed. Now in Zurich and most airports in Europe, we have the nose abatement departure. So the acceleration altitude is 3,000 feet AGL. So right now, 1,500 feet AGL, we reduced the takeoff thrust to climb 2. And reaching 4,500, which is 3,000 feet above the airport altitude elevation, then we should have the acceleration. It's a bit bumpy today in Zurich as we have a storm coming in on the June 29th. So that's normal weather now. Okay, let's confirm we are cleared. We are climbing now to, let's say, flight level 900. And now we can accelerate, passing 5 bug with a positive trend vectors, flaps 1. And we are going to climb to our cruising altitude today, 170. Speed check, flaps up. And now we have flaps up indicated. We can launch the after takeoff. So remember what it will do. If we will have the pack off, the two packs off, then it will put them on, and it will as well turn off the engine anti-ice. So imagine we took off like this, then this will be turned off. So let me show you the after takeoff. I bring the flows and I just choose after takeoff. Engine anti-ice off, and the lights have been turned off as required. We are all good. Good. So I see you now in Geneva for the after landing flow. In the air, there is nothing else to do here. The flows have been done. So we are flying now to Geneva. We can do the after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist completed. So I'll see you in Geneva for the landing. All right, here we are just about to land in Geneva. It's a short flight. It's a 30 minutes flight if you want to fly it. Very nice scenery, very nice landscape. And let's go back in the cockpit for the landing. All right, here we go. Short final. I have completed all the checklist and we are going to land. Checklist incomplete. Why is it incomplete? Speed brake. All right, speed brake. Armed. Landing checklist is now complete. Perfect. We are coming down for landing. All good. I'll disconnect at 400 feet. And then I will show you the after landing flow as soon as we vacate the runway. All right. Autopilot off. Flight director. All right, speed brake up, reverses normal, auto brake disarm, 60 knots out of reverse, and we are going to take second left here on Delta. All right, so now after landing, usually what we do is we look up, down, everywhere just to set the cockpit for the taxi. And this is where you end up in the very nice grass that you have all around this airport. It happens to me all the time, so this is why I have coded this functionality. So here, in order to show you exactly what's happening, I will stop the aircraft and then we can see together what to do. First of all, to trigger that after landing, either you can bring the menu, just like you did before, Control-Shift F11, or you can retract one notch of your flaps. So right now, as you can see, we have flaps 30, and I just need to retract one notch using F6 key, as not all the controller recognize that. So if you use F6, then that will work. So let me first show you what we have right now. We have weather on the captain's side, we have terrain on the first officer's side, we have the auto brake to disarm, we have all the lights on. These could be on. I forgot to put them on. Sorry about that. So we have all the lights on, and we have the transponder, which is on TARA. So we have the speed brake extended, and the APU is not running. It's off. So now I'm going to trigger the after landing flow by retracting one notch of flaps. So let's do that now. And now we will have the after landing flow starting. So a lot of things happening. You can see the flaps moving up. That's it. We can see that the lights have been turned off. The strobe light, we have the taxi light on, the landing lights are off. The auto brake has been set to off. The flaps are moving up. We can see that terrain and weather have been removed from the map display. Speed brake is up, and we have as well the transponder, which is now on altitude reporting off for your taxi. So that's it. So you can just basically now taxi your airplane, and the APU should be starting. If we look up, we can see that the APU has been turned on. So very easy. You can launch this and taxi with your head up, going for your parking position. So let me bring the aircraft to a parking position and you will see the last flow, which is the shutdown flow. All right, here we are getting parked in Geneva. And if we go in the cockpit, we should have the APU running by now. It's the case. And we are going to stop here and you will see the last flow, which will help you as well. This is the shutdown flow. All right, let's come to a complete stop. Parking brake is set. Now we make sure we have APU running and we can initiate the shutdown flow. So you can initiate the shutdown flow even before shutting down the engine or after you shut down the engine. What is going to happen if you do it before? This is only for the engine anti-ice. Should you have them on, then FSiPanel will turn off the engine anti-ice off before you actually turn off your engine. So it's completely up to you. So I will show you here launching the flow before turning off the engine. So I'll bring that and I go shutdown flow. So here, basically, the only thing that will be done is to make sure the anti-ice are off, and now FSiPanel is waiting for you to shut down the engine. So let's shut down the engine. And once the engine are shut down and spooling down, FSiPanel will start with the flow. So we can look up. We should see the seat belt, we should see the beacon, we should see the hydraulic and the fuel pumps. Here it goes. And if we look up here, we can see that we have the doors, the beacon is off, and the flight director have been turned off as well. So basically the whole after landing, the whole shutdown checklist has been done. The only thing we will have to do is release the parking brake once we have the chocks. And that's about it. So if you have any question or comment, guys, drop it in the section down below. The flows can be used on the 777-300ER if you fly with FSiPanel, or if you don't want to position the aircraft with FSiPanel, that doesn't make any difference. So you just have to start FSiPanel at some point and make sure that you have the PMDG 777 detected, and then you can go ahead and use the flows. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I see you very soon for another video. Thank you and stay safe. Bye-bye.